Hi, my name is Terrell, Sevon. I haven't uploaded in a while now. The last video I really uploaded was the video where I got over 20,000 views, and that was just crazy for me to ever get something like that, because I was just so new to YouTube and I was so young. So seeing that was crazy. But so today's video on why I've been gone, what's been going on, it's just a lot of life updates in my life. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of things that I've changed, I've grown. I stopped doing YouTube for one reason is because I just felt like I was so young. I was just making an excuse for that. But now I regret it because I'm all these little YouTubers now that were my age are big ass YouTubers, who, made it. But I'm not saying that would have happened to me, but who knows if I would have kept going. But anyway, so today's video is going to be about my tragic story on how I almost got a DUI. It was the most traumatic thing that's ever happened in my life. I've never been in trouble with the law. I've never, I've been in trouble, but I've never been in trouble with the law. I've never had to go to court for nothing or anything like that. So today's video is gonna be about how everything went with that and where I am today, how I've grown from it, what I've learned from it, and all of that. And so yeah, so stay tuned. So okay, so I went to the bar with a person who we were best friends at the time, but we're not friends anymore. At this point, so I'm not gonna say his name. So I'm just gonna refer to him as Jake. So my best friend Jake, me and him, we always used to go to the bars. I always used to drive drunk. You know what I'm saying? I was so used to doing that I just never, and my mom would tell me don't drink and drive. People would tell me don't drink and drive. But me being so stupid and naive, I still was drinking and driving, even though I knew I shouldn't have been doing it. So this particular night, and we lived together. So this, sometimes he would drive and then sometimes I would drive. Or usually we would Uber sometimes. But this particular night, I decided to drive. And mistake number one, don't do it. And literally, it was just a normal night. It was Thursday. We went out on Thursdays because they had this thing called Sink or Swim on Thursdays at this particular bar. And it was $5. You pay no, it's you pay $10 for a wristband, and you could drink for free all night, unlimited. So it was all you could drink. So literally I, went there. It was a normal night. Literally got so fucked up. And when and I've had this happen to me, I black out. But usually I'm not the one driving, so I've never experienced it where I blacked out and it's I'm supposed to drive. Because usually if you're blacked out, no one's gonna even let you drive. So you don't really think about that. So I blacked out, and I literally went from leaving the club to the next moment, I woke up and realized, came back to reality. My whole life was changed, in that very, very, very moment. When I came back to reality, I'm looking around, my car is literally flipped upside down. Flipped upside down on the road. I'm looking around, Jake is I'm looking at him, and he's what the hell? And I see him talking to cops. So I'm oh my God, what the fuck? I was so shook. It was literally a movie. I felt like I was living in a movie. So literally the cops, they came, they talked to Jake, and me and Jake, I will say that me and him aren't friends anymore, but I swear to God, me and him have the same aura. We get shit. So he was telling them a whole story, and I was telling them a whole story. Pretty much I was telling them yeah, this guy drove us, and I know him from school, blah blah blah. Which I shouldn't have done that, but I was fucking drunk as fuck for one. I was scared, and I didn't know what else to do but try to blame someone else. So I'm telling them that he did it, and then the guy was I didn't do it. And he was the guy was just saying that he pulled us out. Because mind you, when I came back to reality, I didn't know how I got in the car. I was already out the car. literally. And when me and Jake talk about this like later, he literally had the same thing. Like, he blacked out and he didn't come out to reality until literally like my car was upside down. It's crazy, I swear to God. So I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. Like, and I feel like this story like really made me believe that, because everything happens for a reason. But anyway, so let me continue. So the cops are talking to me. They're making me do like a sobriety test at this point. They had like took me away from everyone because they like see my license. They knew I was that car was registered under my name. So they're obviously gonna incriminate me, pretty much. So they knew that my name was registered to that car. So they were like talking to me and whatever. So they're like making me do a test, like the whole breathalyzer. They asked me if I want to do it or not. And I said yeah. But later I didn't find out until like my lawyer told me that that pretty much if you consent for them to do a breathalyzer, then like it's kind of better to just say you do the breathalyzer, because if you don't, they'll automatically suspend your license for like a year if you don't consent to the breathalyzer. But I didn't know that. I just said yeah because I'm a scary ass bitch and I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I take the breathalyzer. I know that shit was like, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 0.5 or point something. I don't know, but it was really like high. So then they had me do like a walk test. I literally could not. It's literally like the movies. Like, it's literally like stumbling. Like, it was crazy. I tried so fucking hard and I couldn't. So fucking crazy. So they pretty much after they take me, like I failed the fucking test, they put me in handcuffs and they're taking me to jail. Mind you, I have never been in jail. I have never been in trouble in the law. Like, I have literally, like, I'm in a car now at this point. And if you guys have never been in a fucking cop car, that shit is so uncomfortable. Like, the back seat is literally, like, this hard-ass, like, material. It's not even, like, cushion or nothing. It's, like, a hard material. It's crazy. And it's, like, so uncomfortable. And then your arms are behind your back. So it's, like, you're just not comfortable. And you're in a fucking seatbelt. So it's a lot going on. So, mind you, I'm still, like, so I start talking to the cop. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a nice person. Like, please, I don't do anything. Like, I'm like, I don't get in trouble with the law. I'm like a really good person. So he's like, he starts talking to me. He's like, oh, I believe it. And then he said something like, if no one shows up to court, you're gonna get off anyway. And I said, at the time, like, I was drunk. So I really wasn't really paying attention to what he was saying. I heard him, but it didn't make sense until later in the story. So he's telling me, like, you know, you can get off if no one shows up to court. So I get to the jail, and it's like they have me sit in like this thing. Like, it's not even the jail yet. It's like you're just out sitting before you even get in to like register, fingerprint, all that. So I was there for like 30 minutes talking to him. I guess he was getting my information or whatever. So then finally I made it over to the part where you have to like do fingerprint and like registration and like what you're in here for, blah, blah, blah. So I get to that, literally like this experience was so traumatic. Like, I swear to God, I thought I was never gonna leave there. And I was only there for literally 8 hours, literally. And the only reason why I was there for 8 hours is because when you get arrested for like a DUI, like if you're drunk or intoxicated, they have to make you stay for at least 8 hours before you can get bailed out. I get in here, I'm like looking around. They made me take all my piercings out. I had to take everything off, literally. My nose ring, everything. I had to take all that out. So I get in here, I do fingerprinting, all that, and then I get to this area where it's like a more community area where like people are just sitting, literally just sitting, waiting like to either get bailed out. Like, this isn't the jail, like we're in the jail, but it's not like cells and shit. Like, this is just, they call it bookings. It's like where you just go and wait and see, like, you know, to be called if you're gonna get bailed out or if you're gonna have to spend the night in jail or whatever. So, mind you, I got there at like, so mind you, this happened like 3 in the morning. When I got in a car accident, it was like 3 in the morning. So at this point, it's probably like 4. So I'm in there just chilling, and then I like look, and I see someone that I went to fucking school with, like middle school with. Literally, I cannot make this shit up. Literally, I just went to my elementary and some of my middle school. We rode the bus together home, everything, like walked home, like all our friends walked home together, everything was crazy. I see him in there, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you know, I call him. I'm like, what the hell are you in here for? So we're like talking, and guess what the fuck he's in here for? A fucking DUI. Kid you fucking not, like, shit's crazy. So he's in here for the same thing, like, but he's telling me his situation, his shit was like not even as close as bad as what the fuck I did. All he did was run, I think he ran a stop sign or something. I can't remember. It was something so small. But you know, usually DUIs happen because people do stupid shit like that, like they run stop signs or they're like swerving and shit, because they just pull you over. They don't pull you over knowing you have a DUI. They pull you over because you're driving crazy or something like that. So that was like pretty fucking normal. So I didn't, like, you know, I was like, damn, like, you're lucky, because I literally flipped my fucking car. And I'm telling him this shit, and he's like, damn. I'm like, yes. I literally flipped my car. Hey, the phones in there is fucking crazy. Like, they don't give you nothing. So pretty much they take your phone, your cell phone, so you don't have contacts. They take your wallet, they take everything. Like, you literally are stuck there, bitch, with nothing. So what they do give you, though, is they'll give you a piece of paper that you can write down a max of like three contacts, I think it was. I don't know. Obviously, I put my mom, and I think that's it. So I call my mom, and I think it was so confusing. First of all, even trying to get this shit to work was confusing as fuck, because you gotta put in all these fucking codes, then the number, then the codes. It's like not just using a regular phone. They make it so difficult. So I think I used one of them. I called the bail's bondsman, and then like, because you have to call bail's bondsman to, like, you know, get bailed out. So they give you a list of bail's bondsmen, and like, I just randomly picked one. And I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyways, bail's bondsman, I don't fucking know. So they give you a whole list. It's like on the wall, like right next to the phone. So you have to put in all these numbers. You only get 3 phone calls, by the way. 3 for the day. If you literally don't get who you need to talk to, you know, that day, you just have to stay the night. So I was determined. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I called mom. I called Bella's bondsman. I think, did my mom answer? I don't know. Actually, I don't think I ever called my mom. I think I just called the bail's bondsman, because I knew I could bail myself out. So the thing is, you can't even use your own credit card to bail yourself out. That's how fucked up it is. Like, they have your wallet and everything literally like right there, but they don't allow you to use your own credit cards to bail yourself out. So someone else has to bail you out, literally. So I pretty much fucking use all my phones, because you got to keep calling the bail's bondsman back and forth. Like, so I pretty much use all my calls, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I just go sit down, like, start talking to the kid who I went to school with again. We're just chilling. And like, mind you, we've been here almost literally the same time. Like, he got arrested like the same time as me. So it's probably like, at this point, probably like 7, 8 in the morning, you know, like, so I'm just sitting there. Like, it's literally, they just make you sit there all fucking day. Like, it's so crazy. And then I had to change. They literally they take all your clothes, and literally you have to get naked in front of everybody. Like, everyone has to get naked in front of each other. They give you these fucking uncomfortable ass shoes. And I tell you, these shoes are so fucking uncomfortable. It's like, they are not left and right footed. It's just a shoe. Like, it's just one shoe. Like, it doesn't have a left or right foot. It's just like, whatever you got is what you got. So this shit was so uncomfortable. It was cold in there. So yeah, so on top of that, just sitting in there, you have to change. I just knew I was gonna, but I haven't been taken to the back yet, to the cells. So they made us go back and sit back out in the community area with just the regular chairs. Me and the kid from school, we just we just pretty much just chilled and just talked almost the whole time we were in there. So finally, there's this like little office thing where like you can go and see if someone bailed you out, like posted on your bail. So like, I randomly just went up there and I was like, I just want to see if someone posted my bail. Like, and so you got to give them your name, your like ID thing, whatever that they give you in there. So she put me, she's like, oh yeah, you already been bailed out like 2 hours ago. Someone posted on your bail. I was like, what? So mind you, I'm like, oh my god, I can leave. But she's like, oh, but you have to wait until at least 8 hours since you were arrested for being intoxicated. So I literally know I'm bailed out, and I'm just sitting fucking here, like just sitting here rotting with these fucking people, and I know I can get out. That's even like a worse feeling than knowing if you're gonna get out or not, because it's like I know I'm getting out, is I have to just sit here and wait. So the kid who I went to school with, no one is like calling him on his bell or nothing like that. Like no one had posted on his bell. So finally the officers come and they start taking people to the back, and they took the kid I went to school with. So he's going back to the jail. Like they just randomly called names, and he had to go to the cell. So I didn't have to go to the cell. All I had to do was just sit. I was just stuck in the seats. So finally this mean ass police officer, literally like a movie cop, like one of those people who just like try so hard to be mean because they're like a girl, and I don't mean that in an offensive way, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like because she thought she was a girl, she has to act harder, which I mean it is true. So she was fucking playing that part, bitch. She literally was the meanest bitch I've ever met in my life. She calls my name. She's like, Lumpkin, you're free to go. And so finally, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to go. So they make me go into this room. I get my clothes. I get my stuff. I'm out. As soon as I walk out, Jake and these other kids that we used to be friends with. So he had like 2 other people with him. So they were all there. So they came and scooped me. He was like, bitch, your mom is so fucking mad. And she was like, I mean, honestly, I would be fucking mad too. But yeah, she was mad. So my mom's out there too. But my mom's at the Bell's bondsman, which is literally across the street. The one I chose was literally across the street from the jail. Literally, I tell you, everything happens for a reason. I just randomly chose one. Like, that's crazy. So my bail was only like $500. So if you ever went to jail, like if you have to get bond, the bail out, you have to pay 10% of what your bond is. So mine was $500, so I had to pay really $50, but the minimum you can pay is $100, so I had to pay $100. So she's at the bail bondsman place, signing shit, blah, blah, blah. I walk in, she literally doesn't talk to me. She don't acknowledge me, she don't say shit to me. She signed her shit, and then she left. And I had to sign my papers or whatever. And I literally called her, like I went in the car with, you know, Jake and all them, and I called her, and I was texting her. I was like, really? You gonna act like that when I literally could have died? Like, literally, this is like life changing. I could have literally died, and you're mad. Like, I understand you're mad, but I'm mad too. And it's just like, I could have died. Like, my car literally, yeah. So she calls me, I'm not answering, and then finally we make up, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, she's still mad or whatever. But literally, so I'm just gonna fast forward. The process of everything started. Mind you, I don't know if I told you guys this. When I came back to reality, I did not know how I got in the car. Me nor Jake know how we got in the car. We do not remember even getting out of the car at all. So remember that. So it's gonna make sense to why I say everything happens for a reason. So finally, I had to get a lawyer. I literally had to find all this shit by myself. Like I said, I've never been in trouble. I didn't even like know where you can find a lawyer, how to find a lawyer, where to go to find a lawyer, you know? But being the smart person I am, I just Googled lawyers. Literally, random lawyers, okay? I could pick anybody at this point. I went with the first person I picked. My lawyer, he was like the coolest person. He charged me like, I think $3,500. Like, mind you, the expenses for this shit is about to get crazy. So you have to pay for a lawyer. You have to pay to get bailed out. You have to pay for DUI courses. That's like over $300. Then you have to pay to go get I forget what it's called. It's like you have to get because they take your license. So you can go to like I'm really having a hard time right now. You can go to like the place where you go to, like for cars and shit. What is that called? The DMV. Yes, thank you for that. So you have to go to the DMV and like pretty much apply to be able to get a license, a working license, pretty much. And with that license, you can only literally go from work to home, or if it's like for like necessities like food and shit. If they pull you over, and they can randomly pull you over, and they see like, oh, you have this license, and like you're like literally in swimming trunks, like headed to the beach, they can arrest you right then and there because you're not supposed to be driving other than it's from like work or school, or like if you need food from the grocery store or something like that. But I got approved for that, and that was just like over $200 just applying for that. Mind you, we already at over like $4,000, like $4,500. This is just the beginning. So you have to pay for that. Mind you, I'm not fucking rich. I'm not rich at all. My mom's not rich. My mom's a single mom. Like, so literally, I don't know. My mom is like the best person ever. She literally helped me so much during this process. Like, I really owe her my life, like for real. I mean, I would do anyways, but that shit really showed me that like she's a fucking amazing mom. Like, a lot of people wouldn't do that shit. So, you know, they're telling me I gotta go to DUI class. Oh, and mind you, this is the crazy fucking part. I didn't even tell you guys this. Best friend named Anthony, he literally like called me, but Anthony goes through this like, what the fuck? But we're like really, really good friends. Literally, he called me a day before I even got in an accident. Literally a day before, and called us because he had just gotten out of jail and for a DUI because he crashed into a pole. Like, he got DUI. So literally the day before this, before I got in an accident, he's calling and be like, I just want to let you guys know I just got out of jail, DUI. Like, please just drive safe. Like, literally the next day I got a fucking DUI. So I was going through this process with him. Like, we were helping each other, supporting each other. Because when I tell you, this shit is so stressful. Like, it's draining financially, emotionally, because you got to go back and forth to court, like, and deal with that. Not only that, but they try to make it seem like you like have an alcohol problem. Like, everyone gets drunk and everyone drives. Everyone does. Everyone. So the difference is like you just don't get caught. So they try to make it seem like you're crazy, you have an alcohol problem. So they literally like make you try to feel that way. And then I had to go back and forth to court, like I said, and it was just like draining. I will say, I got off fucking lucky as hell, because the kid, remember the kid I told you guys that I went to school with, who was in jail with me too, he ended up getting a misdemeanor. But a misdemeanor, that's not as bad, but that's still a charge on your record. So, I mean, it's not like the actual charge of a DUI, but it's still like a misdemeanor. So it's like, I don't know. And he still had to do like, the thing I did not want to do the most is like, they have to put this thing in your car, like a breathalyzer thing, that you have to blow into to crank the car up. That was like my worst fear. I did not want to do that shit at all. And I just knew like, because I had got a car literally a week later. So I just knew they were going to try to make me get that shit because of my alcohol like level. So I was dreading that the most. So he had to do 3 months of that. He had to do like 100 hours of community service. I didn't have to do no community service. And I didn't have to get the breathalyzer in my car. And let me tell you why like I ended up getting off. So pretty much I end up getting off with no charge at all. Like, I have nothing on my record. Nothing. So pretty much what happened was, remember I told you, we don't know how we got out of the car. Like, when we came back, when we got in an accident, when we came back to reality, we were already out the car. Like, it literally went from being at the bar to being outside my car, and it's flipped upside down. So we have no recognition of how we got out the car. He doesn't know, I don't know. We did not get hurt at all. So the only reason why I got off is because the police didn't pull me out the car. So they don't know who was driving. So technically they couldn't prove that I was the one driving. Yeah, it was under my name, it was my car, but he couldn't have been driving my car. Like, pretty much didn't have cameras. So, I mean, they didn't have any proof that I was the one driving. They couldn't prove that I was driving behind the wheel. Because like I said, when the police got in there, we were already out the car. So they didn't pull us out. I don't know. This man told the cops that he pulled us out. But I don't know. I don't know how I got in the car. It's really crazy. I want to let you guys know that, like, that's why I say everything happens for a reason, because I have definitely learned never to drink and drive again. Like, I don't do that really ever. And like, it's quarantine now, so it's like I haven't been going out. But usually I take an Uber, or I have like someone pick me up, or I'll have someone drop me off, or whatever. So I do not drink and drive. I don't condone it. Do not do it at all. Please don't do it. It's not worth it. When I tell you this was like the most like stressful thing that has ever happened to me in my life, like I literally like can't express that enough. Like this shit was literally so traumatizing. Like I never want to go through the court process ever again. It's scary. It gives you anxiety. Like that shit is crazy. So do not drink and drive. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's like a very, mind you, this process, this whole process didn't end until, this happened back in May of 2019. This process didn't end until around, like, I don't even know, like January or February of 2020. So when I tell you it is not worth it, it's not worth it. Like the last court date I went to and they say your case has been dismissed, like I couldn't explain the feeling. Because I really thought my life was over. I was like, I'm young, like I have a lot on my hands, like I shouldn't have to be going through this right now. Learn from them. That's the point of life. You're gonna make mistakes, things are gonna happen. You're supposed to pick yourself back up and just learn from it. So I hope you guys like this video. I am gonna be posting, try to stay like consistent with my postings. It's gonna be a really fun channel. I'm gonna have a lot of cool shit. I'm just a really cool person. So comment, like, subscribe, you know, leave a comment saying what you want to see in the future, or, you know, in future videos or something like that. I don't know. Oh, mind you, like when I was making videos, I literally was living with my mom. Now I have my own apartment. You know, I'm a big boy now. You know, I'm not living with mom anymore. So, oh, and I have a dog. This is my baby. Say hi. His name is Ollie. He's bad as fuck. Say hi. Yes, some more videos on him coming soon. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe for future videos. I'm really going to be dedicated to this, and I'm really going to be consistent. So with that being said, see you in the next video. Stay blessed.